What's up guys, Aaron from Fresh Tech Integrated here, and today we're going to be talking with Allison Park Church about why they chose the Sony FX series cameras. Stay tuned.
Alright, so down here in our auditorium at the Hampton campus here, we have recently upgraded our cameras. We used to be running Sony FS700s. We ran those for a lot of years, and really at the end of the day had milked those cameras for all that they were worth. We knew where every setting was in the camera. There was no getting a better image out of that camera than we were able to get. So at that point in time, after being there for a while, we decided that it was a good time to upgrade our cameras. We upgraded to Sony's new cameras that came out recently, the FX series. So we have all FX 9s, 6s, and 3s here. Something from each of the three lineups. We have FX 9s at all of our main camera locations here in the auditorium. We use FX 6s for our roamers because the body is a good bit more compact, so it's a nice roaming camera. And then FX3 we have for things like a pre-show location, something can get rigged up nice and easy. These cameras hit a couple main things for us and really fit the bill. When we were looking for cameras, we looked at really everything else that was on the market. There was nothing off the table in terms of cameras, but we landed on the Sony FX cameras for a few different reasons. Obviously, we have volunteers running these cameras, so we wanted something that was going to be very volunteer friendly and work well for our volunteer teams. One of the hugest features for us with these cameras was their autofocus system. Traditionally, in like a live broadcast environment, people would cringe at the idea of autofocus, but Sony has really just blown it out of the water with this autofocus system from some of their other lines. And it can really be as simple as for a brand new camera op who does not have much experience, they can literally point and shoot. The autofocus system is incredible, works well every time. Is really predictable. So we wanted to get something that volunteers could just jump on with like little to no experience. We always tell our volunteers, like, if you can use your iPhone and take a picture, like, you can come run camera here. So we wanted a system that would work well like that. Beyond that, we wanted obviously control over these cameras more than we had with our previous camera package. So these cameras are IP-based. We can access them from a web browser to make camera setting changes from up in our video control room, which is a big thing for us to just have that flexibility and control. So these cameras have something called S-Cinetone, something that Sony is very famous for. It's a great picture and look, which really allows us to achieve more of that like cinematic look that we tend to go for here in camera, with Sony being able to do that. And then as well, these cameras all have a full frame sensor, so it just allows us to, even in a more shallow room, shallow stage, keep a nice aesthetic with like a more shallow depth of field, let more light into the sensor, so it really hit all of those different marks for us. Another great thing about the FX series of cameras for us was Sony's glass choice. So they have a lot of great lenses that fit exactly what we were looking for, the focal lengths that we needed, as well as us just being able to get into their servo lenses at an affordable cost. So when we looked at a lot of other camera manufacturers and lines, the servo lenses that we needed were significantly higher cost than the Sony ones that were able to work with these cameras. So even like here, you can see this is a great lens, but it's in a small form factor, which allowed us to also have easier rigging. So in a lot of our different cameras, this one's on a jib, we have a dolly, some other sticks. It's able to just keep a nice small form factor, keeps the weight down so that it's easier for us to rig and get these different rigs set up and balanced nicely. And just hits a lot of those other check marks at a much more affordable cost for us on the glass front than we were going to be able to do with other manufacturers as well.